Doom here from Dungeons and Doom Biscuit. What I have here is a piece of cloth that's maybe 2 inches by 3 inches, if that. I didn't measure it. And I just set it across this piece of game board, and I made some marks as to where the lines for the sticks would go. And then I have some sticks that are maybe an inch-ish tall. Yeah, they're just about an inch, maybe a nipple over. So I'm just going to get some glue in my sticks. And I'm going to put those on the inside of the black marks to be the poles for my tent. I'm just going to smear that around a little bit and get a good grip. Then, get rid of that string. Just like that. So I'm going to get a little bit of super glue. Run it down my sticks to sturdy them up. Then I'm going to sprinkle it around on my base. Just like that. Now I'm going to get a piece of cardstock to use as like a smearing tool. I'm going to smear that around and try to get it on a lot of that base there. Just like that. Okay. It doesn't have to be perfect, and it doesn't have to go everywhere. Okay. So I want those sticks to be really sturdy and not move. So I'm going to get some baking soda. And I'm going to build up the area around the sticks a little bit. With a little bit of a hill. Just like that. I'm going to sprinkle some baking soda in some other spots too. Just to dry up a little bit of that super glue and create some texture. Okay. Just like that. Nothing too fancy. Okay. That should be pretty good. I'm going to shake that off into there. I'm going to blow that off and set that off to the side. Now I'm going to work on my tent. So we're assuming this is kind of like a travel tent that 2 adventurers would each carry half of that tent in their bag and then assemble it on the road, or one of them would carry, carry this rolled up, and then the other one would, have the tools they need to cut steaks and pound them in, or they could just make shit out in the wild. And then I'm going to get a little bit of glue. I don't want this tent to look beautiful and perfect. So what I'm doing is just kind of making some stitching on the patch using glue. Like that. I'll make a couple little patches. Just a couple of them. And it's okay if they're a little wrinkled or bad. Don't worry about it. Just there. I think today's Wednesday, but I'm not sure. I have another video I have to finish from the other day too. I'm just going to rough this material up a little bit with some fire. And I'm going to set that here. And I'm going to make sure that fits on my sticks the way I planned it to. It looks like it's going to. So I'm just going to get a little dab of glue on this one, just on the top. I'm going to get that stick. I'm going to pull that down and let that cool. Then I'm going to get this side and do the same thing. And my cloth might be a little long. We can adjust that as needed. And I'm just going to pull that tight. Stick that on there, on that side. And it looks like it'll be okay like that. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to come here. I'm going to flip this up. I'm going to get a dab of glue, yabba dab of glue, yabba dab of glue. I'm going to fold that down, pull those a little bit snug to the corners, touch the ground on that side. I'm going to do the same thing on this side. Little yabba dabba glue. Like that and that. Okay, I'm going to pull those tight. And now I have a decent looking structure of a tent, just like that. Nothing too fancy. Okay. Something like that. So let's get this on something I can work on. So this is just a paint lid. I'm going to throw that on there. Then I'm going to base coat this in flat black. Just like that. Hot air gun, dry it. I'm going to get some brown paint. I'm using dark brown. And a watery brush. Then you want to get inside there some, but it doesn't have to be perfect. Something like that. Again, doesn't have to be perfect. I need a little more paint. Steal some of that lid and try to spread it around on there. There you go. Something just like that would do it. Okay. And then we're going to dry that off with our hot air gun. Okay, then we just want to kind of make sure our top part's stuck back together there, got a little bit loose, and it looks okay. All right, we're going to get a lighter color of brown. I'm using this on a piece of cardboard that says chestnut. It's like reddish, orangish brown. And I'm going to get some water. And that brush I already had. And then I'm going to make sure I thin that out evenly. I'm going to paint this and let it absorb in, just like that. And I'm going to try not to get it on my base if I can help it, okay? Okay. Like that. You don't want this to be so thick that it throws a real even coat on there. You want to make sure that it's absorbing in. Okay, so you got to water it down a little bit to get the effect we're going for. I'm going to just drag it on that stick a little bit. I'm going to hit the insides a little bit, just a little bit. It should be soaked in there pretty good though. Okay, now I'm going to hit it with the air gun again. Now I'm going to get a real soft brush, like a makeup brush. I'm going to get a beige type color. This is cocoa butter, no, coffee latte. Am I out of this? Oh, there's some. Probably not. Best way to eject paint from a paint thing. I'm going to get that. I'm going to mix it in with that light brown that's a little bit wet. And then I'm going to spread that around on my board. So there's not a whole bunch left on the brush. And then I'm going to kind of drag along and create some different kind of weathered look there. All right. I'm going to drag it across my stick slightly, just like that. And I'm going to hit my tint up a little bit more with it. Then I'm also going to touch around on the ground, just dabbing some spots to kind of bring everything together. Cool, 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 cool. All right, so this is pretty much good to go, but let's make some green on here. And to do that, we're going to get a cheapy brush. We're going to use that spot there. We're going to get some clear glue. Let's add some vegetation. So I want some grass around the edges here. And you can use whatever flock you want to use to do this. Okay, I'm just going to use a couple different green flocks that I have in different amounts of intensity. Okay. This is a brighter green. Okay. I'm going to sprinkle that one inside. And that's just flock that I made from sawdust. And you could even use basil or anything you have. For example, dillweed is really good. So let's get a little more glue. And dillweed has a nice smell. Oop, wipe some of that water off the brush. And then come in here, do a little extra work here in this spot for the dillweed. Let's try that. This is just dillweed from the Dollar Tree. It's going to add a nice little different little bit of coverage. We can really just kind of fill in anywhere where glue was sticking out with that. Okay. And you can put a little bush on there if you felt the need somewhere. Last but not least, I'm just going to use the glue brush to do this. Let me get a little bit of this chestnut, just a little bit. I'm going to get that pretty wet on here. And then I'm just going to drag it along my patch on this side and on this side. Just real easy like that. Nothing too spectacular. I'm going to air gun it one more time. probably clear coat it when it dries for about 2 hours. There you go. That's a quick and easy, super nice, cheap, cost nothing to make kind of tent for your campaign. It looks like some adventurers hastily tossed it up. You could put a lot more effort into doing a little English, no English. You could put a lot more or a little less effort into it and probably still get some pretty good results. Anyways, check out the description. There will be a link to the Discord and to the website down there. And if you hop on the Discord, you can get a miniature sent to your house for free. And there's also a discount code for your first month of Dungeon Swag Minis to get a discount there. So check that out if you haven't. And thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Please like, subscribe, share, hit the notification bell icon, and all that happy crappy that helps the channel grow. Leaving comments too. Bye.